In this video, we will explore the new features in version 2.3 of the ANIMAX add-on. Let's dive in. We have significantly improved the fracturing section in this update, starting with the new operator named checkObject. It will help you determine if the object could be fractured without issues. To use it, select an object and then press the button. If there are any issues, they will be listed in the pop-up window. If the select option is enabled and you press OK, the problematic areas of the mesh will be selected, and you can view them in edit mode. For example, in the monkey mesh, the issues are around the eye area because the eyes are detached from the head, creating holes in the mesh. Let's fix the issues by closing the holes, then check the object again. Now there are no issues, and we have the green light to fracture this object. Now all the fracturing tools are separated into tabs, making the UI nicer and more organized. We also have this new fracturing tool called Voronoi, which you can use to fracture an object in a Voronoi pattern, similar to the Cell Fracture add-on. Its functionality is separated into two panels, points and shards. To use it, simply select one or multiple objects, set the number of points, and then press the fracture button. Depending on the number of points and the complexity of the mesh, the operation could take from a few seconds to a few minutes. The tool offers a lot of parameters for you to play with. In the description, you will find a detailed tutorial on how to use all the fracturing tools. Now, you might be asking yourself, why use this tool over the Cell Fracture add-on? The answer is simple. It produces much better results and is faster, and we could also argue that it provides a better user experience. Let's make a quick comparison. I will start by adding a particle system to the monkey, disabling the physics, setting the source to volume, and setting the end frame to 1 so that all the particles are spawned in the first frame. Then I will use the Cell Fracture add-on, setting the source limit to 1000, the margin to 0, and disabling Show Progress, then press OK. It took 117 seconds to fracture it. Now let's use the Voronoi fracturing tool. To use the particles from the selected mesh, I will switch to Advanced and make sure that Particles is checked. It took 61 seconds, almost 2 times faster. If we take a look at the Cell Fracture result, it's obviously not clean, with clear precision problems causing these artifacts. This is the result of our add-on. It's much cleaner. There are only some minor shading artifacts, but the good news is we could improve the result and also make it faster. I will select the monkey, then in the shards panel, I will set the Boolean solver to fast. In the extra options, I will enable transfer normals to transfer the normals from the original object to the shards. This time it took 30 seconds, almost 4 times faster than the Cell Fracture add-on, and the result looks perfect. Don't expect it to always be 2 or 4 times faster. It depends on the object that you are fracturing and also the parameters, but in all our tests, it was at least 10% faster than the Cell Fracture. We also improved the slicing tool in this update. For starters, it's now up to 3 times faster, thanks to multiple optimizations. Also, now when you set the input mesh, you don't need to apply the transform or the modifiers. The tool will handle everything for you. For example, the transform of this object is altered, and it has a subdivision surface modifier, but when we execute the cutting, it will just work. Also, now it's possible to preview the cutters before fracturing. All you need to do is enable the option Preview the Cutters. The cutters are now color-coded, and when you change any parameter, the planes will be updated in real time. And you can change the scale of the planes. This improvement will eliminate the guesswork before fracturing. When you are done, just disable the option. For the animation part, we have made a small optimization so that the faded out objects are deleted. So now we have this new parameter, Delete Invisible. If disabled, you can notice that the frame rate is almost constant whether the objects are visible or not. When enabled, you can see that the frame rate jumps from 11 to 19 when all the objects are faded out. For the node group item, now we have this new button. When pressed, it will load some geometry node groups to the blend file. The first one is circular array. You just need to select an object, then you can play with the parameters. You can change the count and the angle. You can also change the distance from the center. You can also change the shape from circular to a spiral. Then you can animate the generated instances. The second generator is grid. You need to select an object here, then play with the parameters. Next is scatter. It provides some very basic scattering functionality. First, you need to select the target object, then select the object that you want to scatter. You can change the density, and you can enable Poisson disk to reduce the intersections. Also, you have the option to scatter the objects inside a collection. Just change the type to collection, select your collection, and enable pick instance. You also have some options to manipulate the transform of the instances. Finally, you can use a vertex group to specify the scattering area. All you need to do is write the name of the vertex group here. The last node group is voxels. Here you also need to select an object and it will be converted to voxels. You can play around with the resolution, but be careful not to set it to a very high value. Since it's procedural, you can easily change the object. This is just the first implementation, that's why the generators are basic, but we plan to add more and improve the existing ones, so feel free to reach out if you have any ideas or suggestions. That's it for this video. We worked hard on this update, so we hope that you liked these new features. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.